Ever dreamt of ditching the desk, and trading it all in for a chance to walk among giants?
Giants, like in the corporate world.
Huh. I like how you think, but no, I'm talking towering redwoods, maybe, or the epic history of a national monument, that sort of thing. We're diving deep into the world of park guides today.
Park guides. Okay, I'm intrigued. I'll admit I always picture them just like handing out maps and pointing out restrooms.
Oh, it's so much more than that. And you might be surprised to learn it's way more than just knowing your local birds, too.
Really? Okay, now you've got me hooked. What else does it involve?
Well, we've got 3 roll-catcher guides for this deep dive.
Nice. Always love a good deep dive.
And they paint a pretty vivid picture, let me tell you.
Okay, hit me with it.
Imagine, just picture this, leading a group of wide-eyed kids through a rainforest, pointing out exotic birds, maybe teaching them a thing or two.
Oh, wow. I can see it now, totally.
Hmm.
Or maybe, hold on, I've got one. Describing the geological history of a canyon, to a group of hikers. Watching their jaws drop as they grasp that immensity of time.
Exactly. It's about bringing those places to life, making them exciting and meaningful.
And I bet you never know what you're going to encounter next, right? Like one minute it could be a curious child peppering you with a million questions about like a spider web they found.
Oh, yeah.
And the next, it's an overzealous bird watcher, like completely determined to spot some rare species.
You've got to have some serious patience and adaptability, that's for sure.
That reminds me, actually, there's this story in one of the guides. I can't remember which park it was, but a park guide had to like peacefully coax a black bear away from a picnic basket.
Oh, wow. Yeah, talk about thinking on your feet.
Seriously, you're not just a guide, you're a wildlife whisperer.
That's a good one. And a diplomat, don't forget that, especially when you're working with, say, international visitors or in parks with significant historical or indigenous significance.
Right, of course. You are representing the park, its values, its commitment to like conservation and all that.
Yeah. Exactly. You're not just telling a story, you're making sure that story continues for generations to come.
And that right there is where the real magic happens. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That aha moment when you see a visitor truly connect with the park's story, with its history.
Yes.
Whether it's the awe of witnessing, like a natural wonder, or finally understanding a complex ecosystem. Those are the moments that make a career like this so rewarding, I bet.
Absolutely. And you know what else? The guide highlights how technology is changing the game, too. Remember those old park brochures?
Oh, yeah, totally. With the little map that always ripped when you tried to refold it.
Haha, exactly. But now, imagine using augmented reality to bring historical sites to life, or like GPS to track migratory birds with visitors in real time.
Whoa, that's next level. So cool.
Right. It's amazing to see how technology can, deepen our connection to nature rather than distract from it.
I know. It's kind of ironic in a way, isn't it? Like, we think we need to unplug to connect with nature, but sometimes tech can actually enhance the experience.
Totally. But let's be real for a sec. With all this responsibility, landing a park guide job, it's not always a walk in the park, is it?
No, I imagine it can be pretty competitive, right? Like everyone wants to work with nature, travel, be outside.
Right. And everyone always asks, like, what will they ask me in the interview?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Interviews can be super nerve-wracking.
Well, RoleCatcher knows how we all get, so they've built this incredible resource.
Really? Like what?
They have this massive database of practice interview questions, but like specifically tailored to aspiring park guides.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. So we're
Yeah.
talking like everything.
Pretty much handling those difficult visitor situations.
Oh, yeah, like the black bear and the picnic
Oh, no.
basket.
Yeah, exactly. Or demonstrating your in-depth knowledge about the park's ecosystem, all that good stuff.
So smart.
It's like having almost like a cheat sheet for your dream job interview, you know?
Seriously.
Uh,
I could have used something like that back in the day. So it's just questions, though,
oh,
right?
no. It's way more than just questions.
Okay, now I'm really interested. Tell me more.
So get this. They've actually integrated, you won't believe this, AI feedback into the mix.
AI feedback. Like a robot tells you how you did on a park guide interview.
Basically, you practice your responses, right? And their AI analyzes everything, your delivery, content, even your tone.
Whoa, no way. So it's basically like having a personal interview coach, but like in your pocket, right?
Exactly.
That's incredible. I bet that really helps you fine-tune those crucial answers to those tricky questions.
Oh, for sure. Like, tell me about a time you had to deal with a challenging visitor.
Oh, yeah. Or those knowledge-based ones about, park regulations or local wildlife.
Yes, things you might not think about every day, but are super important.
Totally. Okay, so you walk into that interview feeling like totally prepped, but then how do you actually find these park guide jobs in the first place? They're not like, listed on every job board.
Right. Well, that's where it gets even, hold on to your hat, even more interesting. RoleCatcher has this, get ready for it, brilliant tool, a browser extension called RoleCatcher.capture. And are you ready for this? You can literally save job postings from like anywhere on the web, LinkedIn. Indeed, even those niche job boards you might not even know about.
Wait, seriously? Okay, that's kind of genius. I spend like hours clicking back and forth between tabs trying to keep track of everything I've looked at.
I know, it's such a pain. But with this, no more scattered spreadsheets or messy bookmarks. You save a job posting with the extension, and boom, it's instantly added to your RoleCatcher dashboard, all neatly organized and ready to go.
That's amazing. And then on top of all that, did you say there's that whole CV analysis thing too?
Yeah, I almost forgot. This is my favorite part. So RoleCatcher really connects the dots with this one. You found a job, you're super stoked about it, right?
Mhm.
Great. Now their tool will analyze your CV or resume, whatever you use.
Hmm.
And it compares it side by side with the job description, like right there in front of you. And it highlights any skills gaps you might have.
Oh, wow. So it doesn't just tell you that you need more experience. It like actually tells you what skills you should like highlight or maybe even what kind of volunteer work could give you an edge.
Yes, exactly. It's so cool. It's like having your own personal career coach right there saying, hey, you've got this awesome foundation, but, brushing up on this would really make your application stand out.
That's amazing. RoleCatcher really does seem to have thought of everything. But okay, let's fast forward a bit. Say you've aced the interview, you've totally impressed them, you've landed the job, what comes next? What does a career path for a park guide even look like?
Yeah, that's a great question. It's not like, a one-size-fits-all answer. That's one of the things that makes this career so interesting,
Yeah.
you know, the variety.
So it's not just like staying in the same position forever.
Not at all. I imagine that experience, continuous learning and like building relationships, those all play a role, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, think about it. As you get more experience, as you become more of an expert in your park or your field, you might move into those more senior guide roles. Like you could be leading specialized tours or mentoring new hires
Right.
or even developing educational programs like for the whole park.
Mhm.
Imagine that. Like designing your own nature walks or, I don't know, creating interactive exhibits, for the visitor center.
That seems amazing. It's like you're constantly learning and growing, just like alongside the park itself.
Right. That's a great way to put it. And as you sort of climb that proverbial ladder, you might even find yourself taking on more responsibilities that are related to, like, park management or conservation efforts.
I see what you mean.
Or even like community outreach. There's so many options. Maybe you become super passionate about, I don't know, sustainable tourism and end up leading initiatives to minimize the impact of visitors on the park's ecosystem. The possibilities are really endless when you think about it.
Wow, that's a lot of different directions you could go in. It's kind of inspiring, actually. It really is amazing, all the different paths you could take. And you know what really stood out to me? It's that the role catcher guides, they emphasize how important transferable skills are. Like, even if you don't have, direct park experience,
Right.
your skills from, let's say, previous roles in, I don't know, customer service or education, maybe even retail, those could be super valuable
Oh, totally.
in this field.
Yeah, because if you think about it, a good teacher
Right.
and a good park guide, they actually share a lot of the same
Well,
skills.
so true.
Right. They both need to engage their audience, obviously, and communicate sometimes complex information in a way that's like easy to understand.
Right, exactly.
And of course, adapt to different learning styles, right?
Mhm.
You have all kinds of different people coming through.
It's all about like showing those connections, right? And showing those potential employers how your own unique skills and experiences, like how those can translate into, being a fantastic park guide.
Absolutely.
But okay, let's be real, right? Being a park guide, it's not always.
Sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, exactly. It's not always sunshine and rainbows. And the role catcher guides, they don't shy away from those challenges either.
No, definitely not. I mean, for one thing, it's physically demanding
Hmm.
work.
Oh, yeah.
Often involves long hours, right?
Yeah.
And the weather, forget it.
Mm.
Unpredictable. And honestly, there's, potentially some risk, too.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember that story we were talking about before, the park guide and the black bear by the picnic basket.
No, yeah.
That's like real life stuff.
Yeah. You've got to have a certain, I don't know, a certain level of like bravery
For sure.
and composure, I think, in
Definitely.
those situations.
Yeah, you can't just like panic.
Right. And not to mention, you've got to love being outdoors no matter what.
Oh, absolutely.
Like all kinds of conditions, scorching heat,
Pouring rain.
maybe even a snowstorm, depending on the park.
Yeah, you got to be prepared for anything, really.
Right. It's a lot to juggle.
It is.
Being like a knowledgeable guide, a skilled communicator, a safety officer.
Right, and we didn't even mention the cultural ambassador part.
Oh, right. Oh my gosh, yeah, that too.
That's a big one.
It's a lot, but you know what? For the right person, someone who just like thrives outdoors, loves sharing their passion for nature,
Mm-hmm.
the rewards, I bet they are immeasurable.
They absolutely are.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's not just a job, right?
No.
It's a calling.
I think you're right. I think it is. It takes a very special kind of person, I think, to really answer that call.
I agree.
To handle those challenges, the responsibility, but also, like you said, to find the joy in it.
Yeah, exactly. Because
Yeah.
when you can share that with other people, that's something really special.
And, speaking of finding the joy and answering that call, RoleCatcher. They offer so much support and resources and guidance, even for people who are just starting to think about this as a career path.
Yeah, and that's what's so great about, having these kinds of tools and resources at your fingertips.
Hmm.
Because it makes, like, exploring a new career, it makes it a lot less daunting.
It really does. So, as we kind of wrap up our deep dive here into the world of park guides,
Yes.
I want to leave you with this. Next time you're out there, you find yourself exploring a park or just, any natural space, really.
Mm-hmm.
Take a moment. Just like take a moment to appreciate the passion and the dedication
Yeah.
of the people who help bring those places to life.
100%. They work so hard, and they don't always get the recognition they deserve.
No, they really don't. And who knows, right? Maybe this deep dive, maybe something's been sparked. You know what I mean? Maybe there's a little desire in there somewhere to trade in your own routine, for a chance to, I don't know, connect with nature,
Yeah,
inspire others.
it could be you.
It could be. Your journey as a park guide, maybe it's just beginning.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive. We'll see you next time.
See you later.